Greetings from UNESCO. My name is Ming-Kuok Lim, the Advisor for Communication and Information for the UNESCO office based in Jakarta. My gratitude and appreciation for our partner AIBD in organizing this event for the International Day for the Universal Access to Information. As a bit of background, back in 2015, UNESCO adopted a resolution declaring the 28th of September as the International Day for the Universal Access to Information, strengthening an existing celebration known as the Right to Know Day. And universal access to information is intrinsically connected to our right to seek, receive, and impart information, which is integral to the freedom of expression and press freedom. It is covered under Article 19 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, as well as the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. Access to information is a human right that serves the entire public. When people have access to information held by public bodies, societies as a whole benefits from it. Access to information is essential to hold leaders accountable, which is especially important during times of crisis. With everything that is happening around the world right now, UNESCO has decided to focus on the right to information in times of crisis with the slogan, Access to Information, Saving Lives, Building Trust, and Bringing Hope. The theme of this year also highlights the advantages of having constitutional, statutory, and legal guarantees for public access to information through and beyond the COVID-19 crisis. While we understand that the crisis may be impacting many services, we should note that the processing and replying to freedom of information requests should not be reduced with no apparent reasons. They should be processed in a free manner and a timely manner. All states ought to display leadership by proactively disclosing public information while respecting the individual's privacy. Public information should also be available in local languages and in a diversity of accessible formats and technology. The United Nations Secretary General has said, "This is not a time to neglect human rights. It is a time, more than ever, human rights are needed to navigate this crisis." Indeed, the COVID-19 pandemic is reaffirming the importance of having a robust flow of quality, accurate, and timely information. For months now, we have all had the experience of being glued to the television or social media looking for the latest information on the pandemic. Because we know with better information, we can make better decisions, whether it is about physical distancing, wearing of masks, or returning to schools for our children. The pandemic has exposed many things which have been hidden or dismissed during normal times, from the readiness of public health care systems to inadequate support for many essential workers. Many of these issues were brought to the public's attention by journalists, but many journalists themselves have suffered and been affected by COVID-19. To quote the Director General of UNESCO, "Journalists are on the front line and they put their lives in peril every day to bring citizens reliable and verified information on the pandemic. Yet their contribution has been invaluable for all of us." And importantly, we cannot discuss access to information during this time of current pandemic without referring to what WHO has called infodemic, which is to describe the rise of disinformation during this period. The scourge of disinformation and misinformation has already been a global phenomenon even before the threat of COVID-19. But the pandemic has added yet another layer of complexity as many of us, including journalists, who are restricted in our movement and in our ability to contact people in order to bring news. But blunt, one-size-fits-all efforts to eliminate misinformation or disinformation can actually backfire and result in purposeful or unintentional censorship, which can undermine public trust. And the most effective response is accurate, clear, and evidence-based information from sources we trust. This includes supporting independent and professional journalism as an ally to fight against disinformation. Lastly, please let me end with a message from the Director General of UNESCO, that we UNESCO firmly believe that access to information must be recognized as a norm in sustainable development. As we rebuild and readapt our society to the new normal, the right to information must be at the center of the efforts to ensure a more informed and resilient tomorrow. With that, I thank you and I wish everyone a good day.